The story begins at a crowded American football stadium where Nicky Spurgeon is sitting with his girlfriend Jess Barrett in the VIP section. The game is going on, but Nicky is paying more attention to the people in the stands than to the players on the field. He notices a beautiful woman get up and walk away, and at that moment he gets an idea. He tells Jess that they should make a small bet on how many people will turn their heads to look at the woman as she walks out. A man nearby named Lewan hears this and decides to join them. They each put down $10 and start counting. When the woman leaves the stand, 7 people look back at her, and since Jess guessed the closest number, she wins. Lewan pays her and laughs, then suggests they place another bet. This time, the bet is on which team will make the next foul. Jess says she does not know much about football, so she stays out of it, but Nicky joins and places a $1,000 bet. When the referee blows the whistle, the foul is called on the team Nicky predicted, and he wins. Lewan becomes more excited and says they should bet $5,000 next, this time on whether the next player will run with the ball or pass it. Nicky thinks for a moment and agrees. Lewan guesses that the player will run, and Nicky says he will pass. When the play begins, the player runs, and Nicky loses $5,000. The game keeps going, but Nicky's focus is now entirely on the bets. Lewan's excitement grows as Nicky becomes more determined to win back his money. They increase the amount of each bet, $10,000, $50,000, and $100,000, and Nicky keeps losing every time. Jess tries to stop him, but Nicky refuses. He becomes more frustrated and more reckless. Finally, Nicky bets $1 million, confident he can win it back. They decide the winner with a card draw. Lewan draws a 5 of clubs, and Nicky turns over a 3 of hearts. He loses again. Jess is shocked and speechless, while Nicky sits quietly for a moment, then stands up, takes her hand, and begins to walk out of the VIP section. Lewan mocks him as he leaves, telling him that this is what happens when you challenge the master. Nicky stops, looks back at him, and makes one final bet for $2 million. This time the rule is different. Lewan will use a telescope to choose any player on the field, and Nicky must guess the number on that player's jersey. If Nicky guesses correctly, he wins everything back. Lewan finds this amusing and agrees. Nicky says he will not guess this time. Jess will do it for him. Jess is shocked and tries to refuse, but Lewan's security guard stops her from leaving. She looks through the binoculars, scanning the entire field filled with hundreds of numbers. Finally, she notices a familiar face. Farhad, their old friend, wearing jersey number 55. She takes a deep breath and says, 55. Lewan lowers the binoculars, stunned. The number is correct. Nicky wins. Everyone is silent for a moment, and Jess still cannot believe what just happened. Nicky and Jess leave the stadium with 2 large bags of cash. As they drive away, Nicky explains everything to Jess. He tells her that the entire game was planned in advance. Lewan was a rich man known for his addiction to gambling, and Nicky had studied him for weeks. He and his team had planted the number 55 in Lewan's mind, using signs, music, and small visual cues. The security guard at the hotel wore a badge with 55. The same number appeared on road signs, and even the song playing in Lewan's car repeated that number more than 100 times. They even showed him a picture of Farhad wearing the same jersey number so that the image would stay in his memory. When Lewan had to pick a number, his subconscious mind automatically chose the one he had been seeing all day. Jess was never told about this plan, which made her reaction natural and believable. The entire trick worked perfectly, and Nicky walked away with all the money. The story then shifts back a few days earlier, showing how Nicky and Jess first met. Nicky is lying on a bed with a gun pointed at him, while Jess stands nearby, nervous and scared. But Nicky looks calm and unafraid. He tells the man with the gun that he has no money and that he can shoot if he wants. The man realizes that Nicky is no ordinary person and leaves. After he goes, Nicky looks at Jess and tells her that she has a special gift and that if she learns to use it, she can live a comfortable life. He explains that he comes from a family of con artists. His father and grandfather were also masters of deception. Jess becomes curious and asks Nicky to teach her. He agrees. While talking, Nicky secretly steals Jess's ring, then her watch, and finally her wallet without her noticing. When she realizes what happened, she is amazed. Nicky tells her that all she needs for this work is skill, timing, and style. A few months later, Jess meets Nicky again in New Orleans, where he is forming a new team. He tests her by sending her on a small job. Jess pretends to be a tourist asking for directions, while her partner steals from people's bags and pockets. Soon Jess learns the art of pickpocketing. She takes wallets, lenses, and jewelry with perfect precision. Nicky watches her from above, proud of how quickly she learns. He lets her work on her own, and she succeeds in every attempt. The team then moves to bigger scams. They create fake ATMs that record PIN numbers, copy credit card data, and sell expensive items bought with stolen cards. They even use special contact lenses to read playing cards during games. Jess enjoys the thrill, but is still nervous about breaking the law. One day, she tries on a necklace she likes, but Nicky tells her to take it off. He reminds her that nothing stolen should be kept. Everything must be sold. Jess begins to understand the rules of this life. The team's scams work perfectly, and within a week, they make $1.2 million. They celebrate, and Nicky tells everyone their shares will be sent to their accounts soon. The next day, Nicky takes Jess to the stadium, the same one from the opening scene, to demonstrate how fast money can be made. After the job is done and they win big, Nicky gives Jess $80,000 in cash and says goodbye. Jess feels hurt because she had fallen in love with him, but Nicky does not show any emotion. He walks away, leaving her heartbroken. 3 years pass. Nicky is now older, tired, and short on money. One day, he meets Rafael Garriga, the owner of a race car team. Garriga's engineers have created a new technology called EXR, which helps improve race performance. Garriga hires Nicky to help him with a con of his own. The plan is that Nicky will act as the team's chief engineer, pretend to have a fight with Garriga in front of everyone, and then sell a fake version of the EXR program to rival teams. Garriga's team will use the real system and win easily. In return, Nicky will get €1 million, plus whatever money he earns from selling the fake software. Nicky agrees. At a party that night, Nicky wears a tuxedo and plays his role perfectly. But when Jess appears in a red dress, everything changes. She walks up to Garriga and hugs him. Nicky freezes. He has not seen her in 3 years. Their planned fake fight becomes real. Nicky drinks a glass of vodka and loses his temper. Security throws him out, but his plan still works. A rival team owner notices the fight and gives Nicky his business card. The next morning, Nicky meets the man and offers to sell him the EXR program for €3 million. The man tests the system and is impressed. Nicky promises to deliver the complete software in 48 hours. Nicky then secretly sells the real EXR system to several teams, each paying millions. Meanwhile, Jess meets Farhad, who gives her a necklace, the same one she liked years ago, and tells her that Nicky still loves her. She hesitates but still feels something for him. When the race day comes, Garriga's man discovers that Nicky sold the real system instead of the fake one. He wears his racing gear, gets into a car, and deliberately crashes into Nicky's vehicle. Nicky and Jess are captured and taken to a warehouse. Garriga is furious. He has lost €40 million and demands an explanation. Nicky keeps quiet, but Garriga grabs Jess and cuts off her air to force him to speak. Nicky breaks down and explains everything. He says that the necklace he gave Jess contained a hidden chip that stole Garriga's password when he opened the program. The data was copied and sent to Nicky's system. Jess is shocked, realizing that Nicky used her again. Garriga and his men laugh and call it a lie. Garriga then turns to Jess and tells her that she was never his real girlfriend and that she only cared about money. Jess admits she pretended to love Garriga so she could steal his expensive watches. Nicky is stunned by her confession. As Garriga demands more answers, his bodyguard suddenly shoots Nicky in the chest. Garriga panics and runs away, afraid of being charged with murder. Jess cries as Nicky lies motionless, but then the bodyguard reveals the truth. He is not Garriga's man. He is Nicky's father figure. The shot was planned. He aimed near Nicky's heart but avoided killing him. He quickly tapes the wound, removes the extra blood, and keeps Nicky alive. After a few moments, Nicky opens his eyes. The three of them leave the warehouse. The bodyguard takes the cash and disappears, leaving Nicky and Jess with nothing. While on the way to the hospital, Nicky notices a shining object in Jess's hand. It is Garriga's $200,000 watch. They look at each other and smile, realizing that they still have their skills, their tricks, and their bond. The movie ends with the two of them walking into the distance, ready to face whatever comes next, because as long as they have each other and their quick hands, they will always find a way to survive. If you love detailed movie explanations like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next breakdown.